The other stone enders in this area were very heavily restored, so a lot of the changes over time have been scraped from the building. There's so much left here that is original to the building, but also original to the time periods where it's changed, from the timber framing to the mantelpieces to the moldings to the plasterwork. Finding all of that intact in a building this age is really very rare, and that really showcases the history of the building and the history of the people who lived here, and that's really important.
When I moved to Rhode Island, this was one of the first houses that I came to, and I had worked with old buildings before, but this was the first stone ender I had ever been to, and I didn't know much about the style, so at the time it seemed normal to me.
This is the Valentine Whitman House, originally built in 1696. It had a major transformation in 1820 when it was turned from a grand single family into 3 apartments. So it's Rhode Island's first triple-decker, if you will, first triple family. After 1820, the building was basically unchanged.
What's amazing about this house is that it had so little intervention. This might be the earliest plastering here. This house didn't have pipes running through it, running baseboard all the way around, so it didn't really have anything for us to start fresh with without having a big impact. There really wasn't anything for us to take over in terms of a heating system.
We often replace older systems.
Yeah, exactly.
But generally we're not the first system. So,
That's it. That's what's crazy
great
about this place.
So with all the restrictions in a house like this, Unico is the only product that we work with, delivering the utmost comfort for the client at the lowest operating cost, which is what everybody's looking for today.
A house like this, it becomes a great opportunity to say, well, how can we create a modern expectation and not have an impact on the integrity of the building at all? When I look and see the Unico ducts and things that are in the ceilings or the floors, even as a preservationist, you're seeing that have such a small impact on fabric that's already there. You take all these things apart and you're left with probably 3 dozen screw holes and about, 15 or 20 2-inch holes. Yeah. Right, and then this is all gone again. Thinking that we are just a part of this rotation of stewards on this building, what we're leaving behind isn't of great impact. It's one of those preservation conundrums because you don't want to disturb anything that's significant by age, but at the same time, this building has evolved. Certainly we've got the original stuff covered by new stuff, right? So who's to say we can't add another layer of new stuff? It's tough. I mean, it's not a museum. It has to live on. From 1820, maybe we went out 5/8, 3/4 of an inch.
Well, you can see the cut in the mortise.
The headless hand could have killed this building in 3 hours. I mean, you could have torn out walls, trim, doors, and thrown them all in the dumpster in a matter of hours. We took a year to figure out what we were going to keep and how we were going to present it. This wasn't a mad rush through the building. This wasn't impulsive.
Going through the whole process of making these decisions based on new life for the house, all of the plumbing, the HVAC, the electrical, how it was all going to fit and still honor the historic fabric of the building was really an amazing experience.
It was a really, really hard project to do because we weren't just modernizing a building or creating a museum. We were doing both, right? So how do you stitch together that you're going to respect and care for all of the original or intact objects that have been placed and made in this building for the 320 years that it has lived? How do you stitch in all of these modern amenities and expectations and systems that makes it a living museum? It makes it something that you can respect a 320-year-old object in that building, but you can have your dinner right next to it. Reaching that balance was incredibly difficult. We made a lot of hard choices for us as preservationists to get us to what you see now, knowing that there's going to be style changes, there's going to be color changes, but we kept all of the things that made this house special.
I love that the floors slope, and I love the weird nooks and crannies, and I love the way the house feels big and small at the same time, because the rooms just keep on going and you don't quite know where you are. And there's just so much charm, and I love the way that they've exposed all the details of where stairs used to be and patching, but it's all finished and cared for. It's beautiful.
We always took care of it, and we made sure that it was going to last for another 320 years.
Probably won't see another one like this for a while, so I was really glad to be a part of it.
Our partnership with Preserve Rhode Island guaranteed us that we could maintain this historic gem of a landmark, and we're happy to be part of it, and we're happy what Preserve Rhode Island was able to do with it.